Okay, we're gonna try this again. Oh my gosh, our internet is so horrible at our house. I guess that's the price you pay for living in the country. All right, we'll give everybody a couple minutes to hop on since we just had to boot off the last one. We just fixed our internet too and it still sucks. Hello, hello, let us know that you're on. Hopefully this works better now. We'll see. I see people joining on. Hi, everybody.
What's happening?
We'll give it a couple minutes. Sorry we had to boot you guys off on the last one. I guess at least if we're gonna have internet issues, we have it before we start, right? All right, let us know if you're on with us. I see Jess is on, Lori. Hi, Whitney. Hey, Amanda.
We'll have this translated in Spanish for you, Amanda.
Hi, Abby. Awesome. I love all the people hopping on. Hey, guys. We're excited. Hello, hello. All right, well, we got some people hopping on, so let's go ahead and start. So we wanted to make a video. Today's kind of a big day for our family. Last year, a year ago, Josh made a big, well, kind of you made it. I didn't really know that much of what was going on. You said you were open to the idea. I wasn't. But 6 years ago today, or 6 years ago, a year ago today, Josh made a video and he actually went in and quit his job as a Minneapolis pipe fitter and decided that it was time that we were going to become a full-time family. So that was a really big deal for us. It was so exciting, and this year has been absolutely amazing. We want to share with you guys a little bit about that. But a lot of people, you know, they see the success, but they don't know the struggle that we went through to get to where we were. So, or where we are now, I guess is what I should say. So we wanted to share with you guys a little bit about our story and kind of how this all happened, because it is kind of crazy, and we have had a lot of obstacles and a lot of struggles and a lot of growth that we had to overcome together with this business. So we just wanted to share with you guys a little bit about that. So, when I started this business, I started just a little over 6 years ago, and really I fell in love with the product before I even knew much about the opportunity. I tried a wrap. I had unbelievable results. I was dealing with a ton of loose skin after my twins. I tried a wrap. It tightened my skin up on my stomach, and I got really excited. And when I saw that I could either use the product as a customer or I could use the product and make some money, I decided I want to use the product and make some money. And so I decided to sign up as a distributor with It Works. I never told Josh. He never knew anything about the company. I had people over for my launch party, my first party, and I still didn't even tell him. He's like, what are these people here? I was like, just don't worry about it. I have a friend coming over. She's going to share about these products with everybody. But honestly, I joined this business because I just thought it would be nice to have a little extra money to get a pair of jeans and him be off my back about it. So that's really why I joined. I never thought this business was going to do what our family, what it has done. And so, you know, I jumped into the business. I started making some money with it. And once I did and I saw what was possible, I fell in love with this opportunity. And I fell in love with helping other people become successful with this opportunity as well. Now, when I started, this took up a lot of time because this business it's not a hard business. It's very simple, but it's not easy. You have to put the work into it. And so I fell in love with this business. I fell in love with building this business. But while I was doing this, Josh was not on board at all. He thought I was completely nuts. He thought I lost my mind. He told me to quit over and over again, asked me what I was doing, why I was saying it's trying to, oh, there we go, okay. Sorry if it kicks you guys off. I'll post the recording and hopefully it won't be as kind of cut out. But he was not on board at all. And really, in all honesty, like, we're high school sweethearts. We met when we were 14 at Valley Fair, for anybody who knows Minnesota, Valley Fair. And we've always had a really strong relationship. Like, we just don't fight. And if we do fight, it lasts for like 10 seconds and then we're over it. And so I tease because we never fought until It Works came into our lives. And then some of the biggest fights we've ever had were over this business. But it was because I so saw the vision and what this could do for our family. And I knew that this was going to be the vehicle that helped us to reach all of our dreams. And he just did not. He thought it was a total joke. And so that took a while. I mean, until I started bringing in good income, I mean, that got him to the point where he at least got off my back about it a little bit and shut up about it. Mm-hmm. But he really was not on board until I was Presidential Diamond. And for anybody watching this, that's the second highest rank in the company. It's a really hard rank to get to. And he really he didn't even believe in it until that point, once he got to a corporate event and he saw the heart behind the company. So I was a major, like, this is
a pyramid scheme type of thing. And then next to that, I was also like just one of those hard-nosed, like, if you want to lose weight or look better, well, quit eating so much and get to the gym kind of person. That was always my deal. I was active growing up and never struggled with my weight or just had anything in that area. So I couldn't relate with the products. I couldn't relate with supplements, and I wasn't educated, but I knew everything because I was so smart. Well, anyway, Krystal was seeing great results with the products, and she was very, very happy about that. And once as like she said, once she started making money with the business, and I became willing to listen a little bit, and I realized, how happy she was with her results with the product, and what the products were doing for some of her customers and other distributors, her team members and whatnot. That's where I was like, wow, so this is real. Like, it really is working. And then, the paychecks got bigger and bigger, and I was like, all right, is this illegal? Like, when do we got to get this money back? And just because, it was absolutely ridiculous. There was a struggle. She put a lot of work in. It was a lot of time that she put into this thing, but also it did happen fairly quickly. She made it to Presidential Diamond in just a little over a year, and that's a lot of money. So it was absolutely not comprehensible to me. I literally did say to her, like, when do we have to give this money back? Like, what's the catch? And I was still in I was uneducated, so I was still in my pyramid scheme mode. Like, everything was, I believed everything my friends said, or that, family said, or whoever said. I believed everything except for what my wife was saying. And she's coming home from these different events and whatnot, getting filled up and inspired. And she's learning from good quality people who have, a solid background in, this business and whatnot. And here I am, Mr. Know-It-All. I think I know everything, but bottom line, she was pumped up, lifted up, inspired, ready to roll. And one day I actually made it to an event, and I'd seen Krystal get recognized for what she had done, and I was able to listen to corporate talk about the products and the business and whatnot. And I was like, holy cow, there's really something to this. And so that's where I was like, wow, this is the real deal. And I got off Krystal's back a little bit, but I separated myself. I was like, all right, this is Krystal's deal. She got herself here. She got us here, and I'm very, very grateful for it. I couldn't believe what it did for our family. It took a long time for everything to soak in, to go from how much struggle we were in, or what I believed was like kind of like how life was supposed to be, to all of a sudden, Krystal saying, Josh, we need to talk to a realtor. I want to move into a new house. I'm like, how the hell are we going to move into a new house? Like, we have this house and we haven't even paid for it yet. And like, we're so far behind in this house. How the hell do you plan on getting another house? And she's like, yeah, we'll just keep this one. We'll rent it out. We'll get another one. And she puts me in a vehicle with a realtor. And there we are looking at houses. And these houses, that we were looking at were a lot bigger and a lot nicer than what we were living in. And bottom line, within a few months, we were at a new house. Like, I wasn't at the level she was at with like dreaming and understanding that things are possible and whatnot. So just mentally, I had to go through a lot of growth to understand that, this whole, that's why we post all this inspirational stuff, and people probably think we're whack jobs. And I did, once upon a time when I seen these inspirational posts, or if somebody was like, la-di-da, I live in Rainbow Land, and, keep dreaming, believing, and you'll be there. And I was like, my God, go to bed. And so it's been a major growth thing for me. Major. This was nothing I was ever open to. I thought I had it all figured out, I guess. I thought there was only one way. And, slowly through life, as I shut my mouth and open my ears and listen to some good quality people, there's more than one way. There's, dozens of ways. There's hundreds and thousands of ways. And what we're doing is not the only way. It Works might not be the only vehicle to get your family to where you want to be, but we've found out that when you truly believe in something, you take it on, full bore, just balls to the walls, and nothing's going to get in your way. That's what's going to take your family and get you to where you want to be, and that's what's going to bring you major success. You have to have a purpose, a passion, and you have to be truly, truly driven and inspired by what you're doing. And that's what Krystal found, and that's why she took it to where she did. And so anyway, I'll let her continue to talk because I'm getting carried away.
So I just want to touch on that real quick, because a question that we get asked a lot is, okay, Krystal, you're saying like worst fights of your marriage were over this business. You thought about quitting. What got you through that when you had no support at home? We teach people that, if you have negative around you, get away from it. Get away from all of that negative. Put your blinders on. Well, when that's your spouse, that's not the easiest thing to do. And so I just want to touch on that real quick, because I think it's an important part. I heard something this week, and it was a Tony Robbins documentary we were watching on Netflix, and he was talking about, if you're going to blame people for the bad, you better be ready to blame them for the good as well. And so I was thinking about that, and I was just thinking about, he was talking about things that have happened that were bad in your life, or people that have done bad things to you. And instead of blaming them for the bad, understand that they were playing their role. That was exactly what they were meant to do. And so it just made me think about our situation, because I could look at this two ways. I could look back on this and say, you know what, gosh dang, Josh, if you were just supportive and if you were on board, we could have done this thing so much faster. Where would we have been today? But instead, I think that was such an important part of our journey. Yeah. And I think that if we didn't go through that, I don't know that we would be where we are today, because I needed to learn that I'm a strong, confident woman. It taught me a lot of things. It taught me how to put my blinders on. It taught me how to help people going through the similar situation. And I think for you, Josh, the same thing, because we have been able to help a lot of couples that are going the same thing. Or, Josh, you can relate to the guys that are kind of like, what is this thing that my wife's doing? And what is it all about? And so for me, what really got him off my back, it was one night we were having this horrible, horrible fight. And I mean, it was pretty bad. And I finally just told him, I was like, Josh, I have all these people telling me to get the negative out of my life, and the negative is you. And so I just said, you hunt, you fish, you do softball, you do all of these things. I don't do anything. I don't have a hobby. I said, It Works is my hobby. Let me do this. This is going to change our lives. And I know for you, that was like a big kick in the chest, you always say. And
biggest thump to the chest as a husband you'd ever experience. My goal as a husband is to make my wife happy. That should be, I made a vow to her to make her happy for the rest of her life. And that's my number one goal, is to do that, But here I am, Mr. Selfish, just because I think that this thing's a pyramid scheme. Even though it's making her happy, I thought, let's get this crap out of our lives, because I didn't see what it could do for us. I truly didn't, and she did. I truly thought that all it was a distraction. I said, Krystal, you're supposed to be doing hair. Get people in your chair and do hair. That's what your job is. We need to provide for our family. We need to put food on the table. We need to pay bills. And all I saw this thing was just a distraction. I thought, the amount of time she was putting into it at the beginning when she's getting this thing going, she's doing rap parties and, trying to book shows, or, that's when I was like, Krystal, you massaged that phone more than you touched me in the past, I saw was that distraction. I was like, dude, you just get people in your chair and just do hair. That's it. And but yeah, when she laid that out there that this was her hobby, it was like, wow, it just took the wind out of my sails. It thumped to my chest, and I was like, man, I need to back off. This is her deal. She's, and she'd already done so much at this point. The checks were great. Everything was great. I kind of started to see, if you guys would have known Krystal, maybe some of our friends or family are on, but if you would have known Krystal back in high school, we've been together since we were 14, but if you would have known her back in high school, she was a very quiet, soft,
was a mute,
just soft person. And this blow up that we had, over It Works was, the first time that she'd ever stood up to me, it was like, I'm a very stubborn person. I've been told that several times. I guess I've not admitted it as many times as I've been told it, but so Krystal, that day, she challenged me. She was not backing down. It was kind of like, Krystal, it works or this. Like, it wasn't like I was like divorced or anything, but I was like, this shit needs to leave. And she would not back down. Like, there was nothing. She was so set and so stubborn, and there was so much growth at this point because of all the shit that I put her through that, you know, she just grew into, you know, somebody stronger and more powerful, and she was not backing down, and it's completely changed her. She's much more bold and strong now, and like she said, it turned her into a true leader, I guess, and just a solid person. So
and I think crazy. I just really wanted to prove you wrong.
She totally proved me wrong, son of a bitch.
So instead of trying to argue with him, show him for sure. But okay, so that's a little bit of our backstory. So fast forward. Josh is on board. I'm Presidential Diamond. He's made it to all these corporate events with me. I never, ever nagged him to quit his job. I mean, I always said, if you ever want to quit your job one day, like, I'm totally supportive of that. But if you want to work, that's totally fine. Mm-hmm. And I didn't ever want to force him into staying home if that just wasn't his thing. You know, I built this entire business without my husband being there. I knew that I could continue to do it without him being home. And so we kind of, you know, we had like light talks about it here and there, and I know you always said maybe when I'm 40, you know. Yeah. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's just kind of like so actually Krystal, by achieving Presidential, she got us invited to Dash, so we were able to go to Florida and go hang out at Mark Pentecost's house, and all these cool things, you know, all this awesome stuff with Dash. Well, also put us with a whole pile of leaders. And it was a whole pile of these people that I thought went off the damn deep end that were like, you know, like, so like actually first thing we did, we all got there, we put, you know, in Mark Pentecost, all you guys that are rewired, get your hands in here in the middle. And I seriously was the only guy that was standing outside of this little powwow, and I was like, they all quit their damn jobs? Like, what's the matter with these guys? Seriously? And I was like, well, I'm not quite there yet, so I'm not putting my hand in there. But either way, yeah, so just like, what was my original question you asked me?
Just talking about getting to that point where you were like, maybe I'll retire when I'm 40.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it. You know, like, and that whole weekend and week or whatever we spent with those people, and then multiple events after that was like, you know, Josh, you know, Krystal, you guys are making all this money. When are you gonna quit your job, Josh? You know, when are you gonna step away? And I saw no reason to. I was like, I'm willing and able to work. I went through a complete apprenticeship to get to where I'm at, and got all these like licenses, certifications, and whatnot to be a Minneapolis pipe fitter. You know, the 2 years of day school, went through some major commitments and time away from my family to be where I'm at right now. I'm going to continue doing this thing, and I liked it. I was actually the employer I was at. My boss was a phenomenal guy. Like, I talked to him as a friend. Like, I could literally just like bullshit with him. Super nice guy, and also like, you know, my friends and family and stuff, they're like, they're seriously letting you get away with all that time off of work? I had it made. Like, I had a great job.
Yeah,
my boss was a great guy. Mm-hmm. And he was actually pushing me. Like, I think, and when we're talking all this like personal growth stuff or whatever, like, I think what happened is like the employees there, managers, my boss, they started to see like maybe some personal development in me, maybe some more like leadership quality type stuff. And they're pushing me into like, I guess, further training, you know, and into bigger jobs and into running work or whatever. And it's just like, man, like it was incredible what happened over that year. But so I guess, yeah. And so my idea of quitting my job was just absolutely not there, like not happening. And so that went on for like 3 years. It wasn't even a bug in my ear, not a thought. But I was like, you know, how cool is it, Krystal? And everybody that asked me, I was like, how cool is it, Krystal, that like maybe when I'm 40 I'll retire? Like, that's freaking sweet. You know, to be able to retire when I'm 40 rather than work until I'm like damn 60 years old or something. I'm gonna retire when I'm 40, and it's gonna be an early retirement. It's gonna be great. Well, I guess, I don't know how far you want me to go into that, but just, I guess, and something that we went to an event. We went to the green carpet event, and they actually had a panel of guys up there. It was a panel of like husbands, wives, or whatever, and it was guys anywhere from like balls to the walls. They were working the business. They were rapping people. They were fully involved. They were like, you know, head of the business maybe even. And then there was the flip side of that, and it was the guys that were like, you know what, she did this, she got us here, and she's running the thing. I'm just going to help this thing operate smoothly. You know, I'm going to be taking care of the kids, just helping out around the house. Supportive. They were going to do what they could to make her day better, basically was it. And, you know, some of them had quit their jobs, and actually a couple of them hadn't or whatever. And I'm like, you see, Krystal, I don't have to quit my job. I was all built up. Like, you don't have to quit my job or anything. I'm good. You know, we're good. You did get us here or whatever. And, you know, you've done a great job of it. So that was kind of my view of everything at that point. And that was in July. In August, I ended up going to this that men's retreat that I went to last year. And like a funny story with that is, you know, like back to when I went to that first It Works event, and they're all wearing It Works gear, and they're putting their hands in the middle, and all these guys that quit their job, every one of them wearing It Works gear. I'm wearing a blue shirt at an It Works thing, and I just looked like one odd duck, I'll tell you that. And anyway, we came out of there, and like maybe flying home on the plane or something, you know, like they're all like, you got to go to conference, you got to be here, you got to be at that. And they were fired up, pumped up, lit up, ready to roll. Like these guys were hardcore It Works people, and I just wasn't quite there yet. Well, I look at Krystal, and I'm like, I will never, ever be like a full-on It Works nerd guy. And I mean, how nerdy can I get? Like my entire wardrobe is It Works gear now, and I went to a damn It Works men's retreat last year. I'm going back this year, and the retreat that I went to last year, I now got asked to be a speaker at this year. Like, I'm a full-blown It Works nerd, like straight up turned into a rap daddy.
Proud to be.
I'm proud. I'm really proud of it, you know. And like right now in the business, there ain't nothing that Krystal does that I won't do, and there ain't nothing that she does, that I do that she won't do. You know, there's things that she does better, and there's areas I might be better. But you know, no matter what, she got us here. I'm very proud for her, and I will not take her thunder. And like, you know, that's something to say too. Is, you know, a guy stepping away from his job and his wife all of a sudden being like the sugar mama is kind of like, I'm not going to ask if I can go buy something. And like, you know, it's like I had to find my niche or something. It was kind of weird. And it was really weird, you know. I had to, and it's like, I'm not going to come home and fold the laundry and vacuum the floors. If I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do this thing. And so it's been wild, man. There's so much to say about that. I don't know if there's anything else you have to say in that area or what you want me to touch on, but
yeah, no, I mean, I think it's been an amazing year. It's definitely been a transition for us. It's strengthened our relationship because we really had to learn how to work together. Like literally, I mean, it's amazing. We wake up together every single day.
Yeah,
we have breakfast together. We do our devotionals. We hang out with our kids. Like, it's unbelievable. But with that, I mean, especially those of you that are married, like, you're with your spouse every single day.
Yeah.
Like, I can't sneak away and go take a nap and pretend that nobody knows anymore. And so it's been a transition and just figuring out our place. And so, you know, I love that you said It Works nerds, because I think a lot of people don't understand that. You know, they just see us wearing this gear and we're all about it, but we're so proud of this company, and we're so proud to be a part of this company. And we wear the gear because we know what it's done for people and what it's doing for people. And so you're excited about that. We're passionate about it. We want to share it with everybody that we possibly can. And it's just been amazing to think about, like, 6 years ago, you know, we were stressed out. Our backstory, I got put on bed rest and I was a hairstylist, and so I couldn't work. We both loved our jobs, so we come from a different background. You know, a lot of the people that we work with, they hate their jobs and they want to get out. That wasn't us. We loved what we did. But with being a hairstylist, I knew if I couldn't physically stand behind the chair, that meant no income coming in for our family. And so I got put on bed rest, couldn't work. Josh got laid off from his job the very next day, and I will never forget that phone call when you called me and you told me that you lost your job. Like, that feeling.
Jeez.
I know there's so many people that have that feeling that I felt that day, and that's my passion. That's what pushes me. I don't want anybody to feel that ever, and I know that I never wanted to feel that again. And so that's the reason that we really, or I really jumped on board with this thing, and eventually you too. But if you have questions, you know, for us, feel free to ask them while we're kind of going through this thing. But the last thing is, you know, so we've had this year of being rewired from your job. What has that freedom been like?
Well, how about, like, I just tell the quick story of, like, so I was at that leadership retreat, and I went there, I talked about this personal development thing, and that, like, I had a long ways to go to understand that this is a true way of living. Like, there's another way other than what I was doing. And so that whole video, you know, that I made or whatever, I think I mentioned in there somewhere along the line. I haven't rewatched it because it's kind of weird to watch yourself on video. But so I think somewhere in there I must have said something about, like, you know, work for your family or whatever, something about,
Stop working for a paycheck.
Stop working for a paycheck, start working for your family, something like that. Well, either way, a couple of my buddies kind of gave me hell about, like, what are we supposed to all quit our jobs or something? And I'm like, dude, no. I was like, you need to support your family, but like, don't get so busy supporting your family that you're not supporting your family or providing for your family. Don't be so busy providing for your family that you're providing for your family, because some people get so tied up in their job that they're not just working 40 hours a week. They might carry some weight home on their shoulders. Like, they might be still thinking about that job when they're at home. And so let's just ask yourself, are you at home and still thinking about your job and taking your full, your full attention off your family? That was huge, because as I told you that, like, with my job toward the end there, as I got, all it was there's more responsibility put on my shoulders. I was taking on projects or, getting shipped out of town. And there was things that just, like, as I got better at my job, all they did was put more on me, So at the end of the day, I was coming home, and it's stress. When you take stress home with you or whatever, your family does not get your full personality. My kids had no idea what kind of a guy I was without that job. For me to be able to monkey around and play with them instead of like, hey, cut that out kind of stuff, like, it was like, that was where this, like, whole idea of, like, man, maybe, this was a blessing. Maybe Krystal worked this damn hard and provided for our family this whole opportunity so that I would take it and do something with it. Like, I could seriously come home and just be a full-time dad. And so that's kind of some of the stuff that I started to hear at that retreat or whatever. So I was like, and there's so much more to it than all that. My God, there's so much to that. But so anyway, that, and Krystal had never heard that I was going to quit my job, but we had the 9.5 or 10 hour drive home from Missouri from that leadership retreat and men's retreat. And so I get home and I walked in the bedroom. I'm like, I'm hanging it up tomorrow, babe. And she's like, no way, you're not. She laughed at me. She's like, you're going to chicken out. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm seriously going to do it. And she's like, you're going to chicken out. So there I laid, and I think probably I tried to go to bed, probably didn't. And so I pulled up to the shop that morning, the whole drive in, I'm like, holy shit, how am I going to do this? Like, what am I going to say? And so I did. I pulled up to the shop, got out of the vehicle, my work van or whatever, walked in, and my plan was just to walk right in my boss's office. And I told you I could talk to him as a friend. Like, he's an easygoing guy. But, geez, all of a sudden the nerves hit. Like, as soon as I swung open the doors, it was like my breath was taken away. I was like, oh no, she's right. I think I might chicken out. So I walk in there. I have to walk past like my dispatcher's office. I didn't even look at him, didn't even say hi or nothing. Go straight toward my boss's office, and sure enough, there's somebody in there, and I'm like, oh damn it, no. So I walked out back in my van, and I'm like trying to build up the confidence to do this again. And I'm like, you know what? Don't even care if anybody's in there. I'm just going to go in there. I'm going to say it. So sure enough, I go right back in there, and as I'm walking in, the guy walks out that was in there, and I tell my boss or whatever, and I'm kind of an emotional person, so I had a little bit of a shaky chin. I apologized. I felt like loyal to him. Like he was a guy that I wanted to work for, and I was so happy for how much he'd done for our family, because he really was a great boss. Bottom line, they provided for our family for a long time. So anyway, but yeah, I told him, and forget my exact words, because like I say, there was a handful of emotions. I did tell him I'm hanging it up, though, I really appreciate everything or whatever. And then so he's like, all right, well, can you give me at least 2 weeks? And I'm like, yeah, I can give you 2 weeks. And then he goes, how about 2 years? And I'm like, no, I don't think 2 years. So anyway, I hop back in the van and head back down to the project that I had in St. Paul that morning, and I pulled up to the building, and I'm like, there ain't no way I can go back in there and work right now. Like, I just kind of had too much emotion going in me, and like there was a lot going on. So I went and parked my van down by the river in St. Paul and just sat there for a minute. And I've gotten a lot of crap for that from a handful of people. Like, wait a minute, so you ended up in a van down by the river. So anyway, so all this happened, and so there I am sitting there, and I'm like, you know what? I decided to do that video or whatever. I'd never done a video on Facebook at this point. I was brand new to Facebook. That was just a year ago. I was brand new to Facebook or whatever. And so then I made a video, and I tried posting it to Facebook or whatever. And then I called up Krystal. I'm like, Krystal, I just made a video, and I tried posting it, and I don't know if it posted. Could you just check and make sure it posted? And blah, 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 blah. I was all worried I did something wrong or whatever, And she's like, no, I think it's on there. She's like, you made a freaking video? And I was like, yeah, I made a video. And then actually, I think between that, I got asked to be on a call on like another leader in a company's call, or this or that or whatever. And so it was a wild morning, wild day. And anyway, I kind of got my thoughts together, and then I thought I was going to go back up to work, and this is maybe at about 11. Finally, I'm going to go to work. And anyway, just went back to the job site, and I was like, nope, this ain't happening. So cruised home and kind of celebrated with the family for the day, and there was no feeling like that, like holy cow, truly to like just understand and like soak in like, wow, I'm truly gonna like spend every friggin' day with my family. This is amazing. Like what a crazy opportunity. Holy Hannah. I couldn't believe that it actually happened, you know, like it was so weird. But my God, am I grateful. Holy cow.
And so, yeah, I mean, just the main thing that we want to get across to everybody is that anything worthwhile is going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah,
Our journey has not been easy. It's been really hard. We've worked really hard. When I started this thing, like Josh said, I was shy. Like I was a mute in high school. I didn't talk to anybody. I did not have confidence. I was busy. I was broke. I was everything that holds so many people back from doing something like this. And it doesn't even have to be at work. There's so many amazing opportunities out there. I know for us and for a lot of people, It Works is the very best vehicle, but it might not be the vehicle for you. But you know, no matter what, there's nothing special about us. I'm somebody who caught a vision and caught a dream and didn't let any of my haters hold me back. I mean, honestly, I did. And I just decided to show him. And for you, it's been a big journey too, but it's just, I basically just want everybody to know you can do this. Everybody can do what we've done. Everybody can have what we have. It's just putting the work in and believing in yourself and pushing yourself forward through all the obstacles.
Definitely.
Because I mean, we're pretty basic people. There's
I would
nothing.
say so. What keeps me going, what keeps me excited is, you know, and like part of the reason I quit my job is like the friends that we've gotten from this business, like true people that care about us. Like literally care about us. So,
and believe in us.
Yeah, and believe in us. So
it's cool.
What happened is like I said, I was just getting involved with Facebook there, and it was like, man, to get on Facebook each day and, you know, we have like a team page or whatever, and to hop on there and see some of the excitement and the friendships that were growing and whatnot, I was like, man, I'm so happy to be a part of this. So, I mean, that's one thing. Another thing that keeps me going is what this company stands for. Solid Christian company, and they're not afraid to show it. Like it's phenomenal, you know. They're all about giving back and getting out of debt. Like that's huge. And then, I mean, the products, we use the products, love the products, and it's so cool. Like I used to be able to, I get pumped up, like if I fix a piece of equipment or whatever, you know, like I go get sent out on a service call, I fix it, walk away excited, like, holy Hannah, I just fixed that. It's how cool, you know? And so now it's somebody gets a hold of us because they want to try a product, and then they message us back to say, hey, love the product. Like it was great, you know? And that's fun. That's kind of like, that's what really pulled me a bit more, was to, you know, hear positive feedback about, you know, somebody having success with the products and stuff. So it's just really cool to, you know, be so confident in what the products are doing and so confident where this company's going and what it stands for. It pumps me up, along with like this amazing group of people that, you know, we get to call friends and family.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our story. We just want to share it a little bit with you guys, give you a little update about what this year's looked like for us. Yeah. And, you know, if you need help, reach out. We're here to help you. We want everybody to reach their goals and to have what we have. I mean, that's our biggest passion. That's what keeps us going, is we know that we're just normal people, and we know that anybody can do this, and we want this for everyone, because it is incredible. Like being able to wake up with your kids every single day, spend every morning with them, get them off to school, be there when they get off the bus, and not even that, like teach them that they can literally do anything that they want with their lives. Like our kids know how to dream. They know what a dream board is. They know about, if they want something, they need to set goals. Like I'm just so proud of the people that they will become because of what we've learned. And it's like one of those things, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And I feel like we know so much more now. Yeah. And it's incredible. It's an incredible feeling. So for those of you that are in this business, let me tell you, you are in the right place, and you're going to create friendships for life. And not only that, the money is amazing, but the person you will become is priceless. So yeah. I love you guys. Yeah. I hope you guys have a great day. I know this has gotten super long, so we better go and let you get back to your lives. But just wanted to share a little bit with you guys. You guys have an awesome day.
If you guys want to stay, we'll stay though.
I love it.
Have a good one,
All
guys.
right. Bye, guys.